Welcome to the presentation on how to use ETF's online tax withholding calculator. This presentation is designed for members who are electing their initial tax withholding from their benefit payments, or for members who wish to adjust their tax withholding from their monthly payments. For learning accommodation needs, please contact ETF. By the end of this presentation, you'll be able to use ETF's online tax withholding calculator to determine the desired amount of federal and state tax withholding. You can access the ETF online tax withholding calculator in the Related Resources column of the Tax Withholding for Retirement Payments webpage. For the best experience, please use Google Chrome as your browser. At times, you will need to update your state and federal tax withholding elections to get the desired tax deductions. Tax rates are subject to change every year. Now, let's take a look at the online calculator and what you will see when you first visit the page. The green banner explains when the tax withholding rates were last updated. For federal taxes, begin by opening IRS Form W-4P and keep it accessible while using the calculator. It'll help you understand the data requested in the calculator. When finished, you must take the figures from the calculator and insert them in the W-4P form. The calculator will not update your W-4P form automatically. If you do not wish to withhold any federal taxes, then click the checkbox here. As you see, it freezes the rest of the federal fields because they are not applicable. Please note, IRS Form W-4P does not have this checkbox. You must write "No withholding" on the form. Follow the instructions in blue to do so. Now let's assume that you wish to withhold federal taxes and learn how to input data into the calculator. In this first field, enter your monthly gross income. For example, let's assume that your monthly gross income is $3,000. The next field is investment in contract. Click this little question mark to learn more about it. As you can see, this is part of your payment for which you do not owe taxes. Let's say this is $1 per month. The next step is to select your federal marital status. You have three options. Choose any desired status. Selecting single will withhold the maximum amount of taxes. It's important to know that your choice here does not have to match your actual marital or income tax filing status. Let's select married filing jointly or qualifying widow-widower. The next 5 fields are all new on the W-4P. To learn about each field, read the W-4P form instructions. The instructions provide information needed to complete the calculation and ultimately the form. If you have additional questions, please seek the advice of a tax advisor or the IRS. Now let's look at the results of your tax calculation. As you can see with these elections, your total federal withholding is 2.80%. Now what if you want to withhold 15% taxes? A simple way of doing this is to use the extra withholding per month field. Enter any dollar amount. We'll use $10 in this example to see how the tax percentage changes. So that change didn't help much with our goal of 15%. Let's try $200. Well, now we're getting close to the 15% goal. By changing the numbers in this field, you can reach your target percentage for withholding federal taxes. You can also adjust the extra withholding/month field to reach a specific dollar amount. ETF cannot tell you how much to withhold. If you have questions about how much to withhold, please consult a tax advisor. Take a moment now to transcribe the selected dollar amounts onto the IRS Form W-4P. Finally, sign and date the form before submitting it to ETF. Now let's do the same for your Wisconsin state tax withholding. Wisconsin is the only state for which ETF can withhold state taxes. As you can see, the monthly gross income carries over to the state taxes from the federal monthly gross income field. The next field is investment in contract, which you learned about earlier. You may choose a marital status of single, married, or married but withholding at a higher single rate. It's important to know that your choice here does not have to match your actual marital or income tax filing status. The lower the exemption, the higher the taxes. We'll leave the exemptions at 0. If the initial amount doesn't reflect the amount you desire to withhold, you have the following options. Change your number of exemptions, add an amount in the extra withholding per month field, or use the withhold this specific monthly amount for Wisconsin taxes field. Now, click Recalculate. There is a simpler process to reach a desired percentage or dollar amount for Wisconsin state tax withholding. Enter the specific amount that you want withheld every month in the Withhold this specific monthly amount for Wisconsin taxes field. The minimum withholding amount for Wisconsin is $5 per month. You can directly print the state tax form from here. Enter your full name and member ID or SSN details here. Once completed, click the Print Wisconsin Tax Withholding Election Form. Print and sign your form before submitting it to ETF. After signing and dating, you may submit IRS Form W4P and Wisconsin Tax Withholding Election Form ET-4337 in one of the following ways. You can fax it to 608-267-4549, mail it to the address shown on the screen, or drop it off in person in the office. Allow approximately 60 to 90 days after we receive your new election form for the change to be reflected in your payments. You'll receive an annuity payment statement from ETF prior to the change. Thank you for watching. You've come to the end of this presentation. For accommodation needs, please contact ETF.